I see all the shaking heads and hands and just the applause that goes out to the ability to come to a space like this and be like, hey, here's what God did for me. Because it's so not about us. And right, even when I had all of those books on stage with the Jenga Tower, it's like you could zoom in really close and you could see Tamara's name, but it literally has nothing to do with me and everything to do with God. And the most recent book that came out, it was all about the sacrificial love, which is ultimately talking exactly what you were saying, Tom. It's the husbands and wives tell all to the marriage they didn't say I do to, right? And your wife did not say I do to that, but she did say I do. And whenever God got into her heart, whether it was beforehand or in the midst of, or when you were experiencing, I like to call it a rock foundation rather than a rock bottom, because that's what God does. And so to further glorify him and make people realize like, hey, you might have been in a pit, but the Lord sees it as his palace. It's his throne room. It's his place that you're at his feet finally, right? And so for us to be able to celebrate that, to glorify him and to walk out what is sacrificial love, not only for our spouses, which is, the fundamental expression of the bride and the bridegroom here on earth, but also for our friends, for our sisters and brothers in Christ. And I'm grateful, even though I'm saddened, I'm grateful that you also have your friend's legacy, his children, to also carry in your heart every single day, Tom, as an additional banner to say, I'm not just doing it for me and my family, I'm doing it for families like him. And the eternity factor is the crucial part.
Thank you. And I will take that terminology, that word change there. I've never heard that before. Thank you. I like that.
Yeah.
Rock foundation.
So founders, founded on the rock. And
There
so
you
I'm
go.
all about like, where are you found and where am I finding you right now is essentially what you're doing when you're going to these different places to have these real life conversations. And so it's really just keeping our eyes open for where do we find people currently and how can we help them discover that they're actually found even in that place. And here we are, obviously from a lens of business and mission, and I love that. But I ultimately want to see where are people's eternities, right? How are they expressing that every single day? Who wants to jump in? Who feels ignited by what we're all sharing? I'll tell
Everyone.
you, Tom, offline. I'll go further on DM, but I have talked about the tagline, the porn coach, probably 5 times this week. Because of my backstory, I have exposure to a lot of people who have sexual traumas, pornography being one of them. I say it's not my foundation. It's not the thing that I like am walking out, but because it's a part of my testimony, it becomes a consistent conversation. And I really think that there is some beautiful assets to what God is saying to you in that regard, because you're going to show up in a space where people are typing something in and they end up getting Tom instead of XYZ. So lean into what he's telling you to do, just to encourage you a little bit further. Go ahead, Bryant.
This is powerful. I love our conversation, as always, every week.